Howdy folks. It's going to be a tiki drink today, one of my own devising, and it's going to pull together a couple of different strands, including rhubarb syrup and a fun ice tray I got at the thrift store. And yeah, let's check it out. Rhubarbra Streisand! Okay, first off, I'm going to put the chapters in this video in case you're here just to see about rhubarb syrup. You can jump ahead to that. But in the meantime, I got this fun ice cube tray at the thrift store. I think it cost $1 or something. And it's like these really tiny, maybe 1 centimeter cubes. They're very small. And I just thought it would be kind of a fun thing to have. I thought it might be a good substitute for like something like pearl ice. I know you can buy like a machine for the home that will make pearl ice, but I'm not going to invest in that. The other option, of course, would be crushed ice, which is, you know, kind of a lot of variability. Crushed ice is probably easier than this, but this is fun. The weird thing about these is that it's a very small amount of water. Like the volume is very small. And so it freezes very quickly, but it doesn't make a lot of ice. Like one tray basically filled my 1 glass that I'm going to use for this drink. So you sort of have to keep doing a bunch of trays in order to get a reasonable amount of ice. But whatever, it was fun. It has the little tiny ice cubes are adorable. Now, let's talk about rhubarb syrup. I made rhubarb syrup again. It's rhubarb season. You should all go out there and get some rhubarb and make rhubarb syrup. I did mine a little differently this year. I wanted it to be more intense. Last time I made it, it was pretty subtle. It was sweet, but a little too subtle. So this time I used about the same amount of rhubarb, but I turned down the sugar and turned down the water and cooked a little longer. Yeah, check it out.
Rhubarb syrup is very easy. This is about 1 pound of rhubarb. It's maybe 4 or 5 stalks. Just cut it up kind of roughly. You don't need to chop it fine or anything. Stick it in a pot. To the pot, I will also add about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Just use plain white sugar. Works fine. Just no reason to get fancy. And also about a cup of water. Like I said, I'm going for a more intense rhubarb flavor, but you could adjust as you see fit. You just let this sit on the stove for about half an hour, and it'll turn into this sort of pulpy mush, which is what you're looking for. Let it cool a bit, and then strain it through whatever you got, but I got this nut bag, works great. Bottle it up, looks beautiful. Tastes great. Easy peasy. You could even make this fancier with adding some spices or herbs or something if you wanted. Now, I do not like to waste an opportunity if I think something still has some flavor in it. So I decided that I would make some rhubarb infused gin. Something else I did last year as well. But I just put the leftover gloop from making the syrup. I also added an extra piece of rhubarb just to bump it up a little bit because I remember this from last year being very, very good. I let it sit like 2 days, 2 nights, I guess. I just ran it through a coffee filter to make sure no pulp or anything got in it. Which didn't even take that long. And there you go. This beautiful rhubarb gin.
This rhubarb gin I made is so delicious. A rhubarb gin and tonic is like my new go-to sunny day easy fave. Once you have the rhubarb gin and tonic, of course, is the simplest thing in the world. So refreshing on a nice sunny day. I'm going to keep doing more of those. I might next week try something in the Negroni category with the gin. Maybe that would be delicious too. For this drink, the Rhubarbra Streisand, I decided to go for sort of a tiki drink, but I wanted to put mezcal in it because I love mezcal. So I'm doing an ounce of Mezcal and half an ounce of Jamaican rum. I found that a more flavorful, slightly funkier rum worked. I started with Appleton 12 and that works great. But I thought maybe I'll try and use up some of this Karuba Dark I have, see if that works. I also am putting in lime juice and the rhubarb syrup and passion fruit liqueur. Now the passion fruit, the lime, and the rhubarb are all kind of tart. They have sugar in them, but they're all a little bit tart. So I'm also putting in a half ounce of simple syrup to counteract some of that bitterness and balance the thing out. Now obviously, if you're making a different syrup and you're using maybe a different passion fruit liqueur, you can adjust the sugar level to suit your tastes and suit your needs, up or down. It's fine. No rules. Tweak it however you want. Tweak it. Tweak it. Tweak it. Okay, so for this drink, I'm doing a little bit of prep. I always juice my lime ahead of time here. But for this, I'm going to think ahead, and I'm going to slice off a slice of the lime before I juice it to use as the garnish. I'm going to make a fun little garnish for it. We're going to go ahead and put the ice in the drink ahead of time, get that all prepped. And as you can see, I try not to fill the glass too high because you won't need room for the drink. Of course, I went ahead and filled it up a little bit too high this time, and not quite all of the drink fit in, but that's fine. Shake it up. Shake it up. Rhubarbra Streisand. I mean, it's tropical, you know? Mezcal and rum, I think, is a great combo. Lime, of course, goes great with that. It's nice and tart. The rhubarb comes through as this nice tartness. It's sweet enough. It's a little bit sweet, but I like things sweet. I mean, it's got a beautiful color. Oh yeah. I mean, the tartness of the passion fruit and the rhubarb really go well together. I'm really into this drink. I've made a few of these, including one for Auntie Susan and a friend of ours. They're always a smash hit. This little ice is, these little ice cubes are just adorable. They look great. They look great in this this fun like crystal water glass I found. Yeah, I love it. Rhubarbra Streisand. All right, go get yourself some rhubarb. Should be totally in season right now. Make some rhubarb gin or some rhubarb syrup. Let me know how it goes down in the comments, and we'll see you next time.